The meeting room was bigger than any building on Earth. Its walls glowed with strange light that changed colors slowly. Daeho Kim stood in the middle of the huge space, trying not to show how nervous he felt. Next to him, Ji-won Park checked their presentation equipment one more time. They had come a very long way to be here. This was their chance to ask the Alien Council if Earth could join their group of planets. The aliens sat in tall chairs all around them. Each type of alien looked completely different. Some looked like giant bugs with hard shells. Others floated in tanks of thick blue water. Some were made of crystal that caught the light and made rainbow patterns. Daeho had studied all of them before coming here, but seeing them in person was still strange. He started talking about Earth. He told them about human history and culture. He showed pictures of cities and art. He talked about the technology humans had invented. Everything seemed to be going well. The aliens listened quietly. Then Ji-won showed pictures of Earth's animals. The first picture was a lion. It stood on yellow grass with wind blowing through its mane. Daeho thought it looked powerful and beautiful. But then one of the bug aliens started making a terrible sound. It took a moment for Daeho to understand. The alien was laughing at them. The bug alien's name was Vrexthor. He pointed at the lion with one of his forearms. His voice came through a machine that translated his words. "This is your dangerous animal. This soft creature? On my world we have hunters with armor harder than spaceship metal. They have jaws that can cut through steel. Your animal looks weak." Other aliens started talking and making sounds. Daeho felt his face get hot, but he stayed calm. Ji-won showed the next picture. It was a great white shark swimming in dark ocean water. A different alien made a wet bubbling sound. This one lived in water and his body kept changing shape. How cute. A little fish with teeth. Our oceans have monsters 100 times bigger. They make electricity that can stop machines. This shark is nothing. Ji-won's hands made fists. She could not stay quiet anymore. These animals survived for millions of years. They are perfect hunters. They know how to survive in their world and they are very good at it. Perfect? A crystal alien's voice was high and sharp. Let me show you perfect. He made a picture appear in the air. The creature in the picture was horrible. It had too many legs and mouths. Poison dripped from spikes all over its body. Some humans in the room made scared sounds. This is what we call a real predator. Its poison melts metal. It can live anywhere, even in space or in hot lava. It has no weak spots. That is a perfect hunter. Daeho tried to keep showing their pictures, but it was too late. The mood had changed. Every animal they showed made the aliens laugh or say mean things. They called bears furry weaklings. They said crocodiles were slow lizards. Even pictures of poisonous snakes and spiders made them laugh. You are afraid of these tiny things? Vrexthor made clicking sounds with his mouth parts. We have poisons that can kill with just one tiny drop. Your earth poisons are weak. Tell us, humans, how can you say you are advanced when you live with such boring animals? Ji-won was shaking with anger. She had spent her whole life studying animals. She knew how amazing they were. She had seen how powerful nature could be. Hearing these aliens make fun of Earth's creatures made her want to yell. She looked at Daeho, silently asking if she could speak more strongly. He shook his head just a little. Not yet. The presentation ended. Nobody said anything for a long time. The aliens talked to each other in languages the translation machines could not understand. Finally, Vrexthor raised one arm to get everyone's attention. The council has made a decision about Earth. He stopped talking, and the silence felt heavy. We think humans show some potential with technology, but you are not ready to join us. Your world is too easy. Your challenges are too small. You have not proven you can handle the real dangers of space. We say no. The words hit like a punch. Daeho kept his face calm, but Ji-won felt tears trying to start. They had worked so hard. They had traveled so far, and now they were being rejected because these aliens did not understand Earth. But, Vrexthor continued, and something in his voice sounded mean. We want to make an offer. We will come to your Earth. We will hunt on your planet. We will show you what real predators can do. We will show you how trained warriors act. Maybe then you will understand the difference between your easy world and the real dangerous universe. Daeho knew this was a trap. If they said no, the aliens would think humans were cowards. If they said yes, the aliens would come to Earth expecting to embarrass them. He looked at Ji-won. She looked back at him and nodded slightly. Her face had changed. She did not look angry anymore. She looked like she was waiting for something. Earth accepts, Deho said in a formal voice. We will welcome your hunting parties. We will help you in any way you need. We look forward to showing you our world. Vrexthor's mouth parts clicked together in a satisfied way. Good, we will arrive in 1 month. Show us your most dangerous places. We want a real challenge. The way he said it made it clear he did not expect any challenge at all. This was meant to be one final insult to prove Earth was not good enough. They left the meeting room. Jiwan walked close to Deho. She whispered so only he could hear. They have no idea what is coming. Deho let himself smile just a little. No, they really do not. Above them, the alien council members kept talking. They were already planning their trip to the primitive planet called Earth. They were excited to show off their skills. None of them had any idea what Earth was really like. None of them understood what Death World meant. They were about to learn a very hard lesson. The cameras would record everything. The whole galaxy would watch, and Earth was ready to show them the truth. The alien ships fell through the sky like shooting stars. Their metal sides glowed hot from moving so fast through the air. Every news channel on Earth showed the landing. Billions of people watched on their screens. Some felt proud. Some felt worried. This was the day Earth would prove itself to the galaxy, but nobody knew how it would end. 3 ships landed in 3 different places. The aliens had asked for variety. They wanted to see different types of land. Earth's leaders had been very happy to help them choose. Jiwan had picked the locations herself, and she smiled the whole time she did it. In Australia's Red Desert, the first ship touched down. The door opened with a loud hiss. 6 bug-like aliens walked out in a line. Their leader was named Kralix. He was almost 10 feet tall. His shell had special marks that showed he was important and had hunted on many worlds. Behind him, his team carried weapons that looked like they were from movies. They had guns that shot energy beams. They had glowing swords. They wore shields that made the air shimmer around their bodies. Taemin Choi waited next to the landing spot. He wore simple tan clothes and a big hat to block the sun. He was young, only in his 20s, but he had grown up in the Australian wild. He knew its dangers better than anyone. He walked forward with a friendly smile and put out his hand to shake. Kralix looked at the hand. Then he ignored it completely. You are our guide? Kralix's words came through a small machine. You are very small. You have no weapons, no armor. How strange, Taemin put his hand down. His smile did not go away. I do not need weapons here. I am here to help you understand this land. The desert can be dangerous if you do not know what to watch for. Dangerous, Kralix repeated. His mouth parts made clicking sounds that meant he was laughing. I have hunted on 17 different planets. I have faced creatures that would make your bravest soldiers cry. I think we can handle some small desert animals. His team made sounds that the machine said meant laughter. Far away in the Amazon jungle, another ship landed in an open space between trees. The water aliens came out in special walking machines. The machines were like big robot suits full of water. Inside them, the aliens could move around on land. Their leader was Morgesh. He was tall and his body flowed like thick liquid inside his suit. Hee-Jin Lee stood waiting for them. She was in her 30s and had spent years working with dangerous animals in hot jungles. She knew everything about poisonous creatures. She tried to explain. The Amazon has more types of living things than anywhere else on Earth. There are creatures here that you need to be careful around. Careful? Morgesh's voice bubbled through his translator. We have explored the deepest, darkest oceans on 40 different worlds. Your jungle is pretty, but it has no secrets from us. We have machines that can find any living thing within half a mile. Nothing will surprise us. Hye-Jin bit her lip to stop herself from saying what she was thinking. Instead, she just nodded. Okay, I will stay close if you need help. In Africa, the crystal aliens landed with perfect precision. Their bodies were see-through and made of something like glass. When the sun hit them, they made beautiful light patterns. Their leader was Silvex. He sparkled like a diamond as he moved. Sang-Woo Nam greeted them with professional politeness. He was in his 40s and had spent decades taking tourists through African lands. He had learned to respect the animals that lived there. He had seen what they could do. Welcome to Africa, he said. I made information packages about the animals here. The creatures may look familiar from your studies, but I should warn you, they are more dangerous than they seem. Especially the... Silvex raised one sharp hand. We read all your data files. Lions, elephants, rhinoceros, big mammals with basic defenses. Our crystal bodies are nearly impossible to break with physical attacks. Thank you for your worry, but we do not need it. Back in Geneva in a special control room, Daiho and Jiwan watched many screens at once. The screens showed what was happening at all three locations. The aliens had brought cameras to record everything. They wanted to broadcast their great hunting show to the whole galaxy. This was supposed to be entertainment. Billions of aliens on different planets were watching. They are not listening to our guides, Daiho said. His voice sounded tight. Should we have warned them more directly? Jiwan shook her head. Her eyes stayed on the screens. They would not have believed us anyway. Some lessons you can only learn by experiencing them yourself. I just hope nobody gets killed. But the way she said it made it sound like she was not too worried about that. On the screens, all three hunting groups started moving into the wild. Camera drones flew after them, recording everything in perfect detail. They sent the video to alien news stations across space. The alien news reporters talked in condescending ways. They said Earth was primitive. They said its animals were gentle. They praised the brave hunters who were being nice enough to show humans what real hunting looked like. In Australia, Kralix led his team across the red dirt. Their machines beeped as they searched for prey worth hunting. Taman followed behind, not saying anything. He had tried to warn them about the heat. He had tried to tell them about drinking enough water. He had tried to explain about watching where they stepped. They had ignored everything he said. Now he just watched and waited. His medical kit hung on his shoulder. The bug aliens were heading toward some rocks where water collected. Taman knew that water brought animals. It also brought some of Australia's most dangerous residents. But the aliens were very confident. They joked with each other. Their translators picked up comments about how boring this hunt would be. In the Amazon, the water aliens pushed through the jungle plants with mechanical strength. Their big metal feet crushed vegetation as they walked. Their machines beeped constantly as they detected millions of living things all around them. Heejin moved through the same jungle silently. Her practiced movements barely disturbed anything. She noticed things the machines missed. The way certain leaves were positioned, how branches were broken, subtle signs that warned of danger ahead. Morgesh was talking to the cameras. His voice was full of confidence. As you see, Earth's jungle is thick but easy to navigate. The human guide seems nervous, but we have nothing to fear. Our technology makes us better than anything on this planet. He stopped suddenly. His machine screen showed something big and warm ahead. Finally, something interesting. Forward, team. Let us show these humans how real hunters work. In Africa, the crystal aliens walked across the grassland like moving statues. Their bodies caught the sunlight and threw it everywhere. Sangwoo walked with them. His experienced eyes saw things they missed. He noticed where the sun was in the sky. He felt which way the wind blew. He watched how distant animals behaved. He saw a group of elephants far away turn to look at them. He saw lions disappear into tall grass. He saw birds flying in circles overhead in a pattern that meant something dead was nearby. Silvex raised his arms dramatically for the cameras. Look at the African grassland. Humans say it is dangerous. We see only peaceful plains and scattered animals that run away from us. This will disappoint viewers who hoped for excitement, but it proves our point perfectly. Earth is a gentle world. It does not deserve galactic attention. As he finished speaking in 3 different places on Earth, nature decided to respond. The hunt was about to begin, but it would not happen the way anyone expected. The aliens had come to prove they were superior. Instead, they were about to learn why humans use the phrase, survival of the fittest. They were about to learn why Earth's wildlife had earned that fitness through millions of years of brutal, merciless evolution. The cameras kept recording. The galaxy kept watching. In Geneva, Jiwan leaned forward in her chair. Her expression mixed anticipation with grim satisfaction. Earth was about to teach the galaxy a lesson it would never forget. The first scream came from Australia. It was a terrible sound that echoed across the red desert. The translation machine struggled to process it, because it contained sounds that human ears could not fully hear. One of Kralix's warriors had been walking in front of the group. His scanner was focused on heat signatures far away. He never looked down at what was near his feet. A Sydney funnel web spider was hiding in the shadow of a rock. It was only about 2 inches across. It was dark and shiny. To the alien, it looked like nothing important, barely worth noticing. But when the alien's heavy foot came down near the spider's home, the spider reacted instantly. Its survival instincts took over. It struck faster than the eye could follow. Its fangs were designed by evolution to pierce through thick beetle shells. They went through a weak spot in the alien's armor easily. The poison worked right away. The alien warrior stumbled. His translator spoke broken words about burning and fire in his blood. His legs gave out and he fell hard onto the red earth. His force field flickered uselessly. It was made to stop energy weapons and bullets, not tiny molecules of poison already moving through his system. Taemin was running before the warrior hit the ground. He pulled out his medical kit and grabbed a syringe of anti-venom. "Hold him still," he yelled at the other bug aliens who just stood there in shock. "The poison attacks his nervous system. If we do not stop it fast, he will die." Kralik stared at the tiny spider which had already disappeared back into its hiding place. "That small thing did this? But we are advanced. Our bodies should filter any poison. Earth's poisons evolve separately from anything in space," and Taemin said while working quickly to inject the medicine. "Your body does not recognize them as dangerous until it is too late. This spider's poison is made to kill things with nervous systems. It does not care what planet you come from." The warrior survived, but just barely. He was rushed back to the ship. His body kept shaking even with the medicine. The rest of Kralik's team moved much more carefully now. Their weapons were out and pointed at the ground. But Earth was not done with them yet. They reached a waterhole an hour later. The water looked calm and peaceful under the hot sun. One of the warriors was overheating. Even though his species handled heat well, this was too much. He took off his helmet and knelt down to drink. Floating in the shallow water, almost invisible, were dozens of box jellyfish tentacles. The see-through threads drifted with the current like deadly ribbons. The warrior's face touched the water. The tentacles touched his face. Thousands of tiny harpoons fired at the same time. Each one was microscopic but filled with poison. The warrior jerked back, screaming. His force field was useless because the threat was biological, not technological. The poison caused pain worse than anything the bug aliens had ever felt. Their worlds had poisons, yes, but nothing like this. Nothing that made every nerve in the body fire at once in an overwhelming wave of agony. This time, there was nothing Taemin could do except call for emergency evacuation. The warrior died within minutes. His system was completely overwhelmed. Kralik watched in horror. His confidence was destroyed. They had not even seen a large predator yet. They were being killed by creatures they could barely see. In the Amazon, the water aliens were learning their own hard lessons. Morgish had confidently led his team toward what their machines identified as a large reptile. They expected something like the dinosaurs from Earth's ancient history, something impressive they could defeat dramatically for the cameras. Instead, they found a green anaconda lying on a riverbank in the sun. It was 20 feet long, but the water aliens were not impressed. It looked slow and lazy. "Is this the best your jungle can offer?" Morgesh asked He-Jin, who stood far back from the snake. "It barely moves. Our warriors could step on it and keep walking. That snake could kill any of you in less than a minute," He-Jin replied calmly. "It does not use poison. It does not need to. Please stay back from it." But the water aliens ignored her. One of them walked toward the anaconda. He reached out with the robot arm of his walking suit to poke the creature. The snake moved. Not slowly, not lazily, but with explosive speed that shocked everyone watching. It wrapped around the walking suit faster than the alien could react. Metal groaned. Alarms sounded as pressure sensors hit their limits. Inside the suit, the alien warrior panicked. He tried to use weapons, but the snake had pinned the mechanical arms. The coils got tighter. The suit was built to handle underwater pressure, but this was different. This was focused force that constantly adjusted and found weak points. Something cracked. Then something else broke. The suit's liquid started to leak out. He-Jin was already moving. She pulled a long knife from her belt. She walked toward the anaconda carefully, speaking softly, making herself seem not dangerous. The snake's muscles rippled as it kept squeezing. She found a spot and pressed the blade gently against the snake's body, just enough to make it uncomfortable, not enough to really hurt it. The anaconda decided this prey was too much trouble. It released its grip and slid away into the water. The water alien came out of his damaged suit. His body rippled with stress. That creature had no technology, no weapons, no armor, just muscles. How is it so strong? "Evolution," He-Jin said simply. "That snake evolved to hunt animals much bigger than itself. It does not need anything except what nature gave it." But the Amazon had more lessons to teach. As the team went deeper into the jungle, one of the water aliens brushed against a tree branch. Covering that branch were bullet ants. Each one was about an inch long. The contact disturbed them. They responded the way millions of years of evolution had taught them to respond to threats. They attacked. The alien's walking suit offered no protection against creatures this small and determined. The ants found gaps and cracks, any opening they could squeeze through. And then they stung. The pain was unlike anything the alien had experienced. Their medical scanner showed that the poison was not deadly, but the alien did not care about that information. The pain was so bad that his brain simply shut down from overload. He collapsed inside his suit unconscious. His body was protecting itself the only way it could. Morgesh ordered everyone to retreat immediately. 3 of his 6 team members were now hurt. 1 dead, 1 injured, 1 unconscious from pain. They had not even seen a jaguar or a crocodile yet. The small things, the creatures they had laughed at, were destroying them. In Africa, the crystal aliens were learning that size could trick you. Sangwoo had tried to explain about the hippo territory they were entering. He had shown them pictures and data and death statistics. The crystal aliens had dismissed it all. Hippopotamus looked slow and fat. They ate plants. What danger could they possibly be to crystal warriors? The answer came when Silvex's team got near a river crossing. A female hippo with a baby was resting in the shallow water. The crystal aliens' machines detected her but said she was not a threat. Large mammal eats plants, no natural weapons. The information was technically right and completely wrong. When the crystal aliens entered what the hippo considered her territory, she responded with fury that came from protecting her baby. She charged. 4 tons of muscle and rage moving at speeds that seemed impossible for something so big. One of the crystal warriors raised his energy weapon. The blast hit the hippo's thick skin and did basically nothing. Then the hippo's jaws closed on the warrior's crystal body. The bite force of a hippopotamus can exceed 8,000 newtons. The crystal alien's body was incredibly hard, but it was also brittle under certain types of stress. The warrior shattered like glass under an industrial press. The hippo shook the remains and charged again. The team scattered. Their formation was broken. Their confidence was destroyed. Sangwoo pulled Silvex behind a vehicle, keeping him out of the hippo's sight. "They are extremely territorial," he explained. His voice was steady despite the chaos. "Hippos kill more people in Africa than any other large animal. They are not predators, but that makes them more dangerous in some ways. A lion kills for food. A hippo kills anything that threatens its space or its young." Silvex's crystal body was flickering with stress colors. "We analyzed it. Our data said it was safe. Your data did not account for behavior, for instinct, for the fact that Earth's animals are not just biological machines. They have drives and emotions and protective instincts that do not show up on scanners." The hippo eventually went back to her baby, satisfied that the threat was gone. But the crystal team had lost another member. And then as they tried to regroup, the bees came. An African honeybee colony, disturbed by the energy weapon fire, swarmed out. Thousands of bees, each one small and individually harmless to the crystal aliens. But there were so many. They found the alien sensory organs, the few vulnerable spots in the crystal armor. They stung without stopping. The crystal aliens ran. Their dignity was gone. They were running from insects smaller than a human fingernail. Across the galaxy, billions watched the broadcast in stunned silence. The mighty hunters were being defeated by creatures most of them had never heard of. Earth's reputation was changing by the minute. The cameras kept recording everything. The galaxy kept watching. And in Geneva, G1 allowed herself a small, satisfied smile. The control room in Geneva had gone completely silent. Deho stood with his arms crossed, watching the screens that showed the alien teams running away. 3 separate disasters happening on 3 different continents. The galactic broadcast was still running, still sending everything to billions of viewers across space. G1 sat at her station. Her face did not show much emotion. She felt no joy in seeing the aliens hurt, but there was a grim satisfaction in being proven right. "We need to get medical help to them," Deho said, breaking the silence. "Whatever our differences, we cannot let them die when we can save them." G1 nodded and started making calls. Within an hour, human medical teams were being sent to all 3 locations. The aliens had brought their own medical technology, but it was proving useless against Earth's unique biology. Their scanners could not identify the poisons. Their treatments could not stop venoms that their computers had never seen before. The bug alien team was the first to accept human help. Kralix had watched 2 of his warriors die and a third suffer brain damage from poison. His pride was gone, replaced by something that looked like fear. When Timon offered to guide them back to their ship using safe paths, Kralix agreed immediately. The mighty warrior who had talked about hunting on 17 worlds now walked carefully behind a young human who moved through the desert like he belonged there. "How do your people live here?" Kralix asked. His voice was quiet. "How do you survive with these creatures everywhere?" Timon adjusted his hat against the sun. "We learn. We respect them. We understand that we are sharing this land, not conquering it. Most of these creatures do not want to hurt us. The spider that bit your warrior was just defending its home. The jellyfish do not hunt people. They just exist. We learn to live alongside them. But they are so deadly, so good at killing. Yes, that is what millions of years of evolution does. It creates specialists. Every creature you met today is perfectly designed to survive in one of the harshest places on the planet. They are not stronger than you because of technology or intelligence. They are stronger because nature itself designed them to be survivors." At the Amazon pickup point, Hee-Jin was treating the water alien who had been attacked by bullet ants. She had given him strong pain medicine, but he was still shaking. Morgesh watched. His liquid form rippled with stress patterns. "Your insects," Morgesh said. "They are not even predators, are they? Your files said bullet ants eat plants and small bugs." "That is right," Hee-Jin confirmed while checking the warrior's vital signs. "The sting is not for hunting. It is pure defense. The pain is so intense that anything that gets stung remembers it forever and never bothers the colony again. It is an evolutionary strategy. They make themselves so painful to attack that nothing wants to try." "And the snake? The anaconda? Ambush predator? It does not need poison because it is patient and strong. It waits for prey to come close, then uses pure muscle power. Its ancestors were doing this long before humans existed. Before most civilizations in the galaxy existed, probably." Morgesh was quiet for a long time. "We scan for technology, for energy weapons, for things that match our understanding of threats. We never thought that the threats themselves could be so simple and so effective. That is what makes Earth's wildlife special," Hee-Jin said. "They do not rely on external tools. They are the tools. Every part of their body is a weapon or a defense refined across countless generations. You cannot scan for instinct. You cannot detect millions of years of survival experience with technology. The crystal alien evacuation was more complicated because 2 of their warriors had been completely destroyed. Sang-Woo helped coordinate the recovery of their crystal remains while Sylvex spoke with Earth's medical team about the warriors who had been blinded by bee stings. "We thought our bodies were superior," Sylvex said. His voice carried notes of bitter understanding. "Harder than any organic material on our homeworld. And yet a mammal's jaw crushed us. Insects blinded us. How is this possible?" Sang-Woo sat down on a rock and gestured for Sylvex to join him. "Your bodies are hard, yes. But Earth's predators did not evolve to be hard. They evolved to be effective. A hippo does not need armor when it has size, speed, and bite force. Bees do not need individual strength when they have numbers and coordination. Evolution on Earth favored diversity of approach. Some creatures became poisonous, some became strong, some became fast, some became smart, but all of them became survivors. Your species," Sylvex said. "You are not particularly strong or poisonous or armored." "How did you survive here?" Sang-Woo smiled. "We became smart. We learned. We used tools, yes, but more importantly, we used knowledge. We studied the animals. We learned their patterns, their behaviors, their territories. We learned which ones to avoid and which ones to respect. We did not try to dominate nature. We learned to be part of it." 3 days after the disastrous hunting exhibition, the surviving aliens were gathered in a medical building outside Geneva. Human doctors had managed to save most of them using anti-venoms and treatments that seemed primitive by galactic standards, but worked because they were specifically designed for Earth's poisons. The rooms were full of injured aliens being treated for everything from venom exposure to mental trauma. Ji-won gave a presentation to the survivors and their leaders. Daeho stood beside her. The 3 guides, Taemin, Hee-Jin, and Sang-Woo, sat in the front row. The room was quiet. The aliens were subdued. "I want to be clear about something," Ji-won began. "Nothing that happened to you was personal. The animals that hurt you were not attacking you specifically. They were simply being themselves. a spider protecting its home, a jellyfish drifting with the current, a hippo defending her baby, a bee colony protecting their hive. None of them woke up that day deciding to hunt aliens. They reacted to what they saw as threats the way evolution taught them to react. She brought up images on the screen behind her, microscopic views of venom structures, slow-motion videos of animals moving, graphs showing evolutionary timelines. Earth is what scientists call a death world, not because everything here wants to kill you, but because life here evolved under intense competitive pressure. Our planet has extreme temperature changes, different environments, and limited resources. Life had to become efficient or die out. The animals you met are the winners of a 4-billion-year competition. They represent the peak of natural design for their specific jobs. Kralix raised one arm. You said we judged by the wrong standards.
What did you mean?
You judged by size and obvious weapons. You looked at a lion and saw a small predator, but a lion's real weapons are not its teeth or claws. It is the hunting strategy developed over millions of years. It is the social coordination. It is the ability to read prey behavior and adapt tactics. You looked at a box jellyfish and saw a simple creature. You did not see the thousands of specialized cells that deliver venom faster than most technological weapons. You looked at a hippo and saw a fat plant eater. You did not see an animal that evolved to defend territory so well that it survives in one of Africa's most dangerous places. More images appeared. Poison dart frogs, black mambas, stonefish, cone snails, blue-ringed octopuses, each one small, each one capable of killing creatures many times their size. Earth's evolution favored efficiency over size. Jiwan continued. Why grow large when you can develop venom? Why be heavily armored when you can be fast? Why rely on strength when you can use intelligence? Our planet taught every species the same lesson. Adapt or die. Find your advantage and perfect it. The creatures that survived are the ones that found their perfect strategy and refined it across countless generations. Sylvex's crystal body flickered. Our worlds have predators. Dangerous ones. But nothing like this. Nothing so diverse in approach. Your worlds probably had fewer environmental pressures, Jiwan said. More stable climates. Less competition. That is not a weakness. It is just different. But it means your evolution took different paths. You developed intelligence and technology. Earth's creatures developed specialized survival strategies. Neither approach is better. They are just different solutions to different problems. Morgesh rippled forward in his tank. What about your species? Humans seem vulnerable compared to these creatures. Deho spoke up for the first time. We are vulnerable in many ways. We are not the strongest or the fastest or the most poisonous, but we are adaptable. We learn, we observe. We pass knowledge between generations. When our ancestors met a dangerous animal, they did not try to defeat it through strength. They learned its patterns and avoided it. Or they worked together to stay safe. Or they created tools to protect themselves. Our intelligence is our adaptation, Jiwan added. And perhaps most importantly, we learned respect. Not fear, but respect. We study these creatures not to conquer them, but to understand them. Many of the species that hurt you are now endangered because of human activity in the past. We are working to protect them because we learned that every species has value. Every creature is a masterpiece of natural engineering. The room was silent for a long time. Finally, Kralix stood. His movements were stiff from his injuries. On behalf of the bug alien hunting party, I apologize. We were arrogant. We believed our technology and our experience made us superior. 6 months after the hunting exhibition, Deho and Jiwan returned to the Galactic Council chamber. The space looked the same with its glowing walls and tall seats arranged in a circle, but everything else had changed. This time when they walked in, the entire assembly stood up. The gesture was so unexpected that Deho stopped walking for a moment. He was not sure how to respond. The chamber was packed far beyond normal capacity. Representatives from hundreds of species had come to see this hearing. Some had traveled across the galaxy just for this moment. The failed hunting exhibition had become the most watched event in galactic history. The video of mighty alien hunters running from spiders, snakes, and hippos had been analyzed and discussed on every civilized world. Earth's wildlife had become famous, and humanity's reputation had transformed overnight. Brexthor approached them before the formal meeting started. The bug alien ambassador moved slowly. His posture was different from their first meeting. Where before he had shown arrogance, now he showed something that might be respect. Representatives of Earth, he said formally. On behalf of my empire, I offer sincere apologies for our previous behavior. We judged your world without understanding. We dismissed your species without proper evaluation. This was dishonorable. Similar apologies came from the water and crystal ambassadors. Each one admitted their mistakes, their presumption, their failure to recognize Earth's true nature. G1 accepted each apology with grace, though Deho noticed the small smile she could not quite hide. When the formal session began, Vrexthor asked permission to speak first. The council said yes, and the ambassador showed video from the hunting exhibition, but not the moments of failure. Instead, he showed Taemin moving through the Australian desert, pointing out dangers invisible to their scanners. Hijin treating the ant-stung warrior with practiced skill, Sangwoo guiding the crystal aliens away from the angry hippo. We came to Earth expecting primitives, Vrexthor said. His voice was carried throughout the chamber. We saw humans without armor or advanced weapons and assumed weakness. But we learned that true strength is not about technology. These humans survived and thrived on a world that killed trained warriors from 3 different species. They live daily with creatures that terrify our bravest soldiers, and they do this without force fields or energy weapons. They do it with knowledge, respect, and adaptation. The ambassador paused, letting his words settle. More importantly, when we were injured by creatures we had mocked, the humans helped us. They could have left us to face the consequences of our arrogance. Instead, they sent their medical teams. They used their knowledge of Earth's poisons to save our lives. They treated us with dignity we had not earned. This is the mark of a species worthy of membership. Morgesh spoke next. His form rippled in his tank. My collective wish is to formally request Earth's help with a problem we have long considered unsolvable. We have tried to settle a water world in our sector for 2 generations. The native life forms are aggressive and resist all our attempts. After seeing Earth's approach to living with dangerous species, we believe humans may have insights we lack. We ask for teachers, for guides, for experts who can help us understand this world rather than conquer it. Silvex added his own request. My unity has 17 worlds with hostile giant animals that prevent full settlement. We have always approached these situations with force, trying to eliminate the dangerous species. This has failed repeatedly and cost many lives. We see now that Earth's approach of studying, understanding, and adapting may be more effective. We request permission to send our biologists to train with Earth's wildlife experts. The chamber buzzed with conversation. Dozens of other species began making similar requests. They wanted human consultants for their dangerous worlds. They wanted to learn Earth's survival techniques. They wanted to understand how humanity had achieved something they thought impossible, living in harmony with apex predators. Deho stepped forward to address the assembly. Earth accepts these requests with gratitude. We are honored to share our knowledge and experience. But I want to make something clear. We do not have all the answers. We are still learning about our own world. Many of our species are endangered because of mistakes we made in the past. We have learned humility the same way you did during the exhibition. The difference is that we learned it over thousands of years instead of 3 days. Jiwan joined him. What we can offer is a different perspective. We can teach observation techniques, behavioral analysis, and adaptive strategies. We can share the fundamental principle that guides Earth's approach to wildlife. Respect first, study second, adapt third. Every creature exists for a reason. Every species fills a role. Understanding this is more valuable than any weapon. The Galactic Council moved to a formal vote on Earth's membership application. For something so important, the process was remarkably quick. The vote was unanimous. Every species, including those who had dismissed Earth 6 months earlier, voted in favor. Earth was now a full member of the galactic community, but the recognition went beyond simple membership. The Council established something unprecedented, the Galactic Wildlife Institute. It would be headquartered on Earth and run by human experts. Its mission was to help other species understand and live with dangerous life forms across the galaxy. Jiwan was offered the position of director. She accepted immediately. Taemin, Hyojin, and Sangwoo became the Institute's first teachers. Within weeks, they were teaching classes to aliens from dozens of worlds. The curriculum covered everything from venom identification to predator behavior, from ecosystem balance to conservation ethics. The students were eager, having seen what happened when Earth's wildlife was underestimated. One of the first classes focused on threat assessment. Heejin stood before a group of 30 aliens showing them images of Earth creatures. Quiz time, she said, displaying a picture of a blue-ringed octopus. What do you see? A young bug alien student answered confidently. A small sea creature, perhaps 4 inches across. Minimal threat level. Wrong, Hyojin said gently. This is one of the most venomous creatures on Earth. It carries enough poison to kill 26 adult humans. There is no cure. If it bites you, you have minutes to live unless you get immediate help with breathing. Now what do you actually see? The student looked again more carefully. Beautiful colors, bright blue rings against pale skin, contrast that makes it highly visible. Exactly. The coloring is a warning. Earth's evolution taught many toxic species to advertise their danger. Bright colors often mean "do not touch me" in Earth's biological language. This is information you cannot get from a scanner. You need to understand the context, the evolutionary history, the behavioral patterns. Sang-woo taught a class on understanding animal motivation. He showed video of the hippo attacking the crystal team. Why did she attack? He asked his students. We entered her territory, a crystal student answered. The memory was clearly painful, partially correct. But more specifically, you entered the territory where her baby was present. Watch her body language before the charge. See how she is positioned between you and the young one? See how her ears are back? These are warning signs. If you had recognized them and backed away slowly, the attack might have been avoided. Animals usually prefer to warn rather than fight. Fighting risks injury, and injury can mean death in the wild. But they will fight when they have no choice, especially when protecting babies. Taemin focused on practical survival skills. His students learned to read environmental signs, to identify dangers before meeting them, to move through hostile terrain safely. He taught them that the best survival strategy was often avoiding conflict entirely. My ancestors lived in Australia for 60,000 years, he told his class. They learned to live with some of the world's deadliest creatures. The secret was not weapons or armor. It was knowledge passed down through generations. Knowing which areas to avoid during certain seasons, recognizing the signs of a spider's home, understanding how to move through snake territory without startling them. This knowledge kept them alive and can keep you alive too. Daeho's role evolved as well. He became Earth's chief galactic ambassador, but his approach was different from traditional diplomacy. He focused on building genuine relationships based on mutual respect rather than political games. Other species appreciated this directness. They had seen Earth's strength during the hunting exhibition, but more importantly, they had seen humanity's compassion afterward. This combination of capability and kindness made Earth a trusted voice in galactic affairs. 1 year after Earth's admission to the Galactic Council, Ji-won gave a lecture to a packed auditorium. The audience included students from the Wildlife Institute, ambassadors from 24 worlds, and reporters from across the galaxy. She had prepared a presentation, but at the last moment she decided to tell a story instead. I want to show you something, she said, displaying video of a honey badger. The creature was small, maybe 3 feet long with a black and white pattern. This is a honey badger. It weighs about 25 pounds. By galactic standards, it is tiny and unimpressive. She played a video of the honey badger fighting off a group of lions. The small creature refused to back down.